This is a recording of a weekly live coaching call with myself and Alex Atkins, an outstanding ultimate player. We go over what his training was last week. We talk a little bit about conditioning, power training, hill sprints, some throwing tips, and we chat with some of the people who are on the live stream. So let's get to it.
I really need to get better about writing down my days as they go on because I didn't do it again this week. And then I was like, but I'll be able to remember. And then trying to think
That's
back
the trap.
was like, holy shit, I cannot remember. But I have a loose. I do remember my loose album.
Okay. I have, so here's what we talked
And
about.
I wrote down what we had talked about.
Okay,
from
sweet.
last week.
So that's
but I didn't.
Yeah, that's a great
I
step.
didn't write down like each day what I did. And
gotcha.
nice. Lynn had a tournament this weekend. That's hype.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I had my goal of like Monday lift, Tuesday mobility, Wednesday run, Thursday lift, Friday mobility, lift Sunday or Saturday, which would have been 3 lifts, 2 mobility, 1 running.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what actually happened. Monday, the day we talked, did not get a workout in. That was a bummer, but it motivated me to get shit in for the rest of the week. So that was like my rest day because I did get something in all other days of the week. Tuesday I did the heavy lift from your program, which was like, you know, back squats. What's the single leg one? Why can't I remember? I should pull it up. But the heavy lift, here it is.
Nice.
Where is it? Gotta go way down. I'm on like weeks. Here we go. Right, the 1 leg squat to bench is what I've been doing.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
So yeah, that one
like
the 1 arm bench press, squatting, and then yeah. And then yeah, I really like the lateral lunges. I've just noticed that, like, especially with like pivoting and stuff, I just really enjoy those. So I've been working those in. And
nice.
I probably did one other upper body thing, but I can't remember what it would have been. And then I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday, but one of those days I did I think, you know, probably what happened is heavy lift on Tuesday. Wednesday I just did a quick mobility because I had something at night. So I did the mobility, which is I'm like so far down on this sheet now. I have to scroll way down. I'm at like week like 17, 18. So I'm doing frog internal rotation. I did the bear sit,
nice,
the groin ones, which I kind of wanted to talk to you about because like I just use my hands.
Yeah.
But it's like hard because I'm like, it's difficult. Yeah, I guess.
Like on the arms?
Yeah.
Is that like it's difficult in the arms? What? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. It just said you stopped recording for some reason. I don't know. That's weird. This is right. Now it's okay. That's cool. So Lynn, biggest challenge, getting back to consistent workouts. I like it. And hey, you know you can do it because you've done it before. I was just talking to Lynn about the getting back to workouts. Sweet. So you're back. Doesn't say you're not recording, so I'm just gonna.
No, it's good now. I don't know.
Okay.
We don't know. This morning we don't know what's going on. So Wednesday.
No, Riverside is all over.
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead.
Wednesday I did the quick mobility. Thursday was really fun. I went to this. It's called Scott Carpenter Park here in Boulder, and I did hills. And these are the ones I really want to talk to you about. So my workout was, I did the warm up, and I did some of it on the hill, which was pretty fun. So I did like lunges and like backward lunges up the hill. I did like my inchworms up the hill, just like stuff like that. Because I was like, fuck it. I mean, it's honestly like there's not that much space to do them. Like not on the actually, I mean I could, but I just thought it would be fun to do them on the hill. Get primed. Yeah. So then the first thing I did is I kind of got the inspiration. I saw like Saquon doing it in a video, but I like adjusted it to do more like what I do. But we had been talking about those like almost like jump cuts, I guess, that I've been doing in the warm up. But I would do those like going up the hill. So I would, you know, take a couple stamps, almost like go sideways so that I'm planting when I'm exploding, like it's going up the hill. You know, like I would almost turn, like
drive
instead of running straight up, I would angle my body so that when I pushed off my foot, I would be pushing up the hill instead of pushing like sideways on the hill. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So I was doing those and I would go all the way up the hill, and it was really nice to work on like the lateral pushing off, like going up the hill. It was a really good workout, and I've been getting pretty fun with them where like I'll mix in I'll go like jump cut, and then I'll kind of do like a fake jump cut. So instead of like doing the jump cut and go changing direction, I kind of like hezzy and go the same direction just to like mix in like all different stuff. I really need to get a video of it because it's been really fun, and I should.
Yeah.
I wanna show you it. So I did like this workout was so good and my butt got so sore, which is so funny because I haven't really been getting that sore from doing workouts, but I got so sore from doing my glutes got so
Ooh.
sore from doing the hill workout that I did. So I did that. I did two. I don't know how to rep these, but or how to describe it, but I did 4 sets going up the hill, took a break, and then I did 4 sets again of the jump cuts.
Nice.
Then I
Yeah.
did 4 sprints up the hill, and it's like a pretty like it's a pretty big hill. It's not like very small. I don't know how far it is exactly, but then I did 4 sprints up the hill. Then I did broad jumps, and I did,
Hmm.
I guess, like I guess 2 sets of 10. So I would do
Nice.
first I did 10 broad jumps where I'd like kind of reset each time. And then I
Hmm.
did one where I would go like quickly, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's one of my absolute favorite exercises
Yeah.
is the like continuous broad jumps up a hill.
Yeah.
I think that is like if you want better acceleration and power, that there's not a whole lot better. That and like just hill sprints of some kind.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
I did 2 sets of 10 where 1 set was
Nice.
the pause, 1 set was no pause. Took a break,
Nice.
then did that again. So I did 4 total sets of 10, and then I finished off with 6 sprints up the hill. And
Sweet.
since that was my first hill workout, like, I felt like I could have done more, but I'm really glad I didn't because I did get sore from it. So I
Yeah.
would have been even more sore, if I hadn't. But
Yeah.
I really want to get that in once a week because I feel like my glutes are a muscle area that I could work on anyway. And so it's nice that
Hmm.
it got sore because I want to work that more. And so just like doing it, and it feels really good. Like sprinting up the hill, the broad jumps, it all just felt like
Yeah, man.
so good for like being explosive and that kind of stuff.
And what's nice about that is like when you're going up a hill, like you have to, like one thing we've talked about, like getting lower, like you have to get more into your ankle
Hmm.
and knee and hip because if you're here, like you're not gonna have the leverage to push forward.
Yeah,
So you have to get more here, which hits your glute more. Yeah, I think that's really great for you.
it was
And
crazy.
and another thing you can do, like if you really like the hill stuff,
I do.
you can either split up into like on the same day or different days, you could split up into like power versus like more conditioning. So
Hmm.
based on the volume you did, it probably got to the point where it was like pretty like fatiguing.
Honestly, no, it wasn't. Like
Awesome.
I was trying to get a little tired, and so like when I finished the 6 sprints I did at the end were like the most where I'd sprint up, kind of like walk, but like it's like uncomfortable to walk down a hill, so you kind of like skip down, and then I'd make myself like walk like let's call it like 10 yards and then walk back, so like 20 yards, and then I'd go right back, and that was like my rest. So that was like the
Okay.
most tired it got, but I felt like I could have done more, and I wasn't like out of breath, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
honestly,
that's
I'd
awesome.
say it was a little more. It was a little more for the power side of things.
I think that's great. And then I think that's a great way to do it, especially now getting into it. Like
Hmm.
first few hill workouts, you probably
Right.
don't want to just like destroy yourself.
Yeah.
And it's fun too. It's like when you can be powerful, it is really fun to just fly up a
It
hill.
feels really good, and it's like it's such a good way to add resistance to those types of workouts. And then I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna run on the ground, and just it's gonna feel easier. Like it feels really good, and I definitely want to get to the point where it's conditioning. But yeah, so that's what I did Thursday. Friday, I went to the
Nice.
climbing gym.
Hmm.
And I got to quit climbing, which is awesome. My forearms get this
Nice.
crazy pump. I think we had talked about that, but I still get this like crazy pump in my forearms. I got this nice V3
Nice.
that I had. It was the second time I went for the second week in a row. And I got this one run that I had wanted to do the first time, but it was like towards the end, so I just didn't have the grip strength. And I went and like the first time and I got it. So that's good because you get like that upper body workout, but it's like fun, like that grip strength, all
Yeah.
that. It's like a fun upper body workout. And then I ripped 3 sets of 15 goblet squats before I left. Just
Nice.
to like light. I just, like I said, we were talking about that last time. I just really like those. Like just light, but I just really move the weight. I keep like for the whole 15 reps, I'm like under tension the whole time. Like I'm not like fully locking out my knees at the top. I'm just like, and then I go down controlled, and then I just like really try to explode up where like I almost feel like I think I was doing it with like 45-pound dumbbell, but I am like I feel like I could like jump, like I want to like jump with it, but I'm just like not. But I'm at the point where I'm like I basically like holding
Yeah,
myself from jumping, but trying to go as quickly as possible.
I like that.
Saturday, I was just fucking around in Boulder and I didn't know what to do, and I went to the rec like late at night, and I got this really fun. I was like it was kind of fun. I was like I just went to the rec and I didn't have a plan, which normally I feel like if you're consistently doing that, probably isn't a good idea. But for me, it was nice because it like gave me the flexibility to just like do something I wanted to do. Because my plan was to play basketball, but there was like intramural going on, so there was no pickup. So instead, I
Hmm.
went to the CrossFit area, and I just for some reason decided I biked for 10 minutes, which I always like to do because it helps with my knees and my joints. And then I just like saw all the like boxes for box jumping, and I was like, let me just fuck around. So for like an hour I just fucked around doing box jumps, and I have the videos,
Nice.
and I should figure out how to like share them with you, but I really liked a couple like strict ones where I'm not moving, seeing how high I can jump, a couple where I'm like running
Hmm.
into it, seeing how high I can jump, and then the ones I really liked messing around with were jumping up, coming down, and then as soon as I land, going right back up. Like so, trying to be quick and as stiff as possible. Like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
Like no time on the ground, and seeing how high I can
I
do
like
that.
that.
Or I'd even do one where I'd jump up, come down, and then jump over the box, just to like really
Nice.
force myself
Yeah,
to like get over it. And all trying to be like really quick, like when I hit the ground, just like really quick, like keeping my ankles like stiff. I've like seen a lot of stuff of that online, but like keeping it stiff, going. And then I'd mess around where I'd jump up, land on one foot, jump up, land on the other foot, jump up, just to, like keep it like fun. Like
nice.
what I realized about it is it was just like fun. It was a good workout because I was jumping a fuck ton, and it was like a nice power workout. And really, it was just like enjoyable. So I could do it for a long time. And I was just like I haven't done that in forever. And I think that
Yeah,
was like a nice, refreshing, like, it's good to do things. And the hill, honestly, was like a very similar way. It's like, it's good to mix things up so that it's fun. You're enjoying your workout. Cause then you just like, you get more because you're just like, it doesn't even feel like a workout. You're just like having fun. Like, I was just having fun, like seeing how high I could jump, doing different like challenges, essentially, like testing myself. And then what's nice about that too with the jumping thing is it's like, I really wanted to see how much I could do, and then I want to like keep improving that. You know what I mean? So it's like
yeah.
you get really into it. It's like the same with like the climbing or whatever. It's like this good workout that's fun, and you can do it for a long time. Like it was very refreshing. And
Dude,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah. So I did that with a bunch of push-ups, and then I stretched for a long time. I'd have like my stretching video. And then yesterday we had a scrimmage
Sweet.
against Bird, and we probably had. I mean, we played a game to 15. I played a lot of points. We had a good amount of people, but I still probably
Mhm.
played like I don't know, well over 50% of the points. So I don't know. It was a lot.
Wow.
It was a lot of running. It was an insane leg pump. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to do conditioning after, but I was really tired, and then I didn't get to it. But I wish I had still done like a few tempos because I like the idea of just like doing something hard and then like still finishing with something hard. Some I was like kind of annoyed
Yeah.
with myself like forgetting. I think like I had to get a ride with like someone and they wanted to leave and I just kind of forgot. But I really wanted to do that, so next time I will. But today we're doing tempos in Boulder
Okay.
Pod, so it'll be fine.
It's honestly, it's probably like I get the mentality. I think like it's not always the most sustainable strategy. Like you can get away with it now, but if you have like a pretty good training week, a good amount of volume, jumping, high impact, and then you scrimmage, and then after that, it's like, especially if you're doing tempos today, probably not bad that you didn't do more,
Hmm.
even though like mentally you want to.
I want to so bad. Like I was at the gym and I saw this guy rowing for like I mean it must have been like an hour, dude. Like it was ridiculous. And
Yeah.
it just made me realize I'm like I don't know. It's just like with some of the workouts and stuff, like I just want to like it's so tough because I really do like the mentality of doing a little bit like every day and being consistent. But then there is a part of me that like loves doing something that's really fucking hard. Like that's like
Right.
whether it's like this like really long hike or just like, you know, stuff that like takes a long time. Like I like the idea of like doing stuff like that. Like it made me want to just go and run like, you know, even if it takes me a long time, but I want to run just like 20 tempos. And I want to get to the point where I'm running like
Yeah.
30 tempos because it's like,
Right.
also if I'm doing that, like I'm just separating myself, I feel like, from other people as long as I'm not getting hurt. And if I just like, because I want to get to the point where I can do 30 tempos and then,
Hmm.
and I could do 30 tempos now, but then I want to get to the, I want to see how like quickly I can start doing 30 tempos. So like reducing the rest, like, and just get to the point where you're just doing shit that people, because for me, it was like watching the guy row for that long was like, you can't even really fathom it. Like I row for like a little bit, but like to have that kind of form and like that kind of shit. But I want to get to the point with like running and stuff where like people look at it and are like, how are you even doing that? Like
Right.
honestly, you know what
Uh,
I mean? Where like they do,
yeah.
like I want to do something that like a lot of kids would look at and be like, "Holy shit, I can't like run that." And I'm just like, no, I just like that's my workout because I've like put a lot of time and effort into it. So I had that thought, and I was like, I do want to do that
Hey,
more.
dude, we like, and I completely get it. I used to go out. I remember I went out with, I think like 6 discs or five, and I'd huck all five. Maybe I said this last week, I forget. And then I would do a shuttle run
Hmm.
between all the discs. So if they were further apart, it was like a long, hard
Right,
shuttle run.
right.
And then I would huck them back and I would run like 75%, basically do a tempo
Hmm.
run. And I did that the one day for 400 throws with five at a time.
I mean,
So
I don't even
400 divided
understand
by
that.
five,
Yeah,
that's how many tempos I did. I mean, I was there like 3 hours. I probably burned like 2,900 calories or something. Anyway, what's
that's
nice is
insane.
when you're consistent. This is what led me to be the way I am. And I had the mentality, but the body couldn't keep up. But if you're smart and you've been training consistently, you've been doing the mobility work. So if you have a day where you just go absolutely nuts,
Yeah,
you'll probably be okay. And you can gradually build up. So like
because
like
that's
you
what I'm
said,
saying. I'm not gonna just
yeah,
go do it. I know that I have to gradually build up, but I just want to be like, I really want to do those things that are so like that. You know what I mean? Just every once in a while because it feels so good after. Like,
it
you know
does.
what I mean? Like, and it feels really good to do my body feels good. It feels really good to do the consistent, like, workouts every day. But then there's a part of me
Hmm.
that craves, like, that, like, 8-hour hike up a mountain, like,
Dude,
and sees how fast I can do it. Cause, like, for me, too, it's like, I'll do it. And then my thought after is, like, that was so amazing. Like, I wonder how fast I could do that. Like, that's what I think
right.
about. Like, that's just how
And that's fun. Well, and the fun part is like the ultimate itself doesn't have to be the only part you enjoy. It's like a lot of people are like, this is just a means to an end. You can absolutely enjoy the process. And like the more consistent you are over the long term,
yeah.
the more freedom you have within that.
Yeah.
It's like if someone does mobility work or some lifting like here and there for like 2 months, it's like, okay, cool. If you're for a year, you're doing consistent mobility and strength training, and you're generally more often than not pretty smart with your training, like you have so much room, so much margin for error, and so much room to be like, you know what, today I'm just gonna run 100 hills. Like
Yeah.
I've had days where I do 150 self fetches, which is freaking stupid. But like,
That's crazy.
if your body, it's not like I do it all the time,
No.
but yeah, I think like there's so much room for that. You earn that ability
Yeah.
to do it safely by being consistent
Especially in the off
and
season
knowing,
too.
dude, and knowing mentally, it's like I'm doing this now so that I can like do whatever I want. That's the ultimate
Yeah.
goal. Is like, yes, ultimate, but like I can physically do whatever I want
Right.
with minimal
Well, and that's what
consequences.
I like about it because, like, so much of it I feel like is just a mindset. It's just being like, I can do that. Like, I can run 30, 50 tempos, whatever. And in like really quickly and like get to the point where I can do it. Because then when you go to like play a game or the tournament or whatever, because like that's the other thing. Like the tournament is so grueling. So I feel like a lot of it is
Hmm.
how you're framing it. And like if you've done some stuff that's like really hard, then like all of a sudden it's like, okay, it's just a different, really hard challenge. But I feel like it is an important way of looking at some stuff.
Yeah, man. And like there's different ends of the continuum. Like I feel like there's some people who just like overdo it all the time, and then they're like hurt, or they're
Right.
always sort of just like going through the motions, they're
Right.
dragging. Then there's people who like are on the minimalist route, but like they never do a
They
really
never
high
push it
volume.
really hard.
And
You
it's
just want a
like what I
little bit of both.
right, like you definitely now and then, and if you're playing, like you're gonna have practice weekends, like some of that is built into your season, but it's nice in the off season if you can go out and like if you're able to every now and then have a 2 hour field session where like I'll do that and I'll have like 2 or 3 second wins. And like, I think I'm done. And like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay out and do some ability, and then I'll
Ex-
hit like another
exactly.
bout.
Exactly. Because it was part of it was like the time thing of it too. It's like I go to the field and I do my little stuff, and a lot of the times it just doesn't take that long. And I was like, I should really go out every once in a while, especially during the off season, like we're saying, and just be there for like 2 hours and just working so hard like the whole time. I don't know. It's just I crave it. So yeah, I thought that
Dude,
was good. I'm
yeah.
thinking about how tonight we were talking about it because I want to do we don't have enough people to do like to like play or anything, and so I think we'll just do like a little conditioning. And I'm definitely like kind of sore from not sore, but I think I like bruised my knee on like a bit or something yesterday, so I'm like whatever, a little achy from yesterday. But
Yeah.
I want to do like I think just like the smooth tempos, and like we're saying,
Hmm.
like not even change the direction, just like run and whatever, and we'll
Yeah.
probably toss. But I think we were talking about it last week. I definitely want to do the thing where I run the tempo and maybe just like have a couple cones at the end and just like shuffle back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I love throwing that in. I would see how you feel, because it
Hmm.
like if you're feeling the knee or if you're feeling the joints a little more, this could be a good opportunity to just like really, like we talked about, kind of reduce the or deceleration,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
you know? And
Yeah,
something I love to focus on with tempos is like how fast can I, like where's the intersection of high speed, low effort?
yeah, exactly.
Like it's can you run 80 to
Yeah,
90%
yeah.
smoothly and be like, this is
Super
easy.
relaxed, super chill. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I want to do today. Like I'm not sprinting. I just want to get like the length of the field. I won't even do change of direction, and then we'll probably just like shuffle a little. And the knee was just like I think I probably just like banged it on the ground, so it's just like
Just
a
impact.
little bit of like
Yeah.
a bruise like on it, but it was worth it. Yesterday was
Okay.
so much fun. The Bird guys we were ripping. Like their O line is so
Oh
good. We only beat them by like two, and that like rarely ever
man.
happens. Like my fifth year, we beat Bravo twice, and I will like those are like some of my like favorite wins like ever, like that I've ever had. Like, and I
Yeah.
still will like let people on the team know about that because like it doesn't like the college kids just like don't really. And it's funny because the college kids have been practicing all year, and it's like the Bravo or Summit guys just like showing up in like their
Right.
off season, and
Dude.
they still won't win. And that always pissed me off when I was in college. Like I was like, I don't like that. And we smoked them twice my fifth year, and I loved that so much. And this year, their O line is so good. They only turned it over like 3 times the whole game, or something like that. Like something crazy. We couldn't take it from them. It was pissing me off. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Their D line struggles to convert. If their D line could convert, they would have beat us because we turned it over more. Our offense turned it over more than their offense. They can't score, and they are also
Right.
we're just like really good at defense too. So
That's
because we're just
I
like
mean,
older,
next
but
level, man, the defense, that's like one of
yeah,
the biggest changers.
yeah,
But that's sweet.
yeah. So that it was an awesome scrimmage. Like those reps are so much fun.
Lynn, so I just saw you said your ankles didn't hurt in the tournament, just your legs. So like hopefully just muscular stuff. So yeah, so for those who don't know, Lynn has been doing this ankle recovery workout. I have it on YouTube, and like all the time, and it adapted it in a way that worked for her. Talking about consistency, it's been months, and that's been the biggest priority. So it's super cool. I mean, that's a big thing. It's like if you have a
That's huge.
priority and it's
Yeah,
your limiting factor, focus on it consistently for weeks and months, and then you get to a tournament, feel good. That's sweet.
yeah, that is sweet.
Got a new disc, and now you have six. You can start with throwing sessions. Honestly, it's such a game changer. Like it's so simple, but like I used to show up to a field, and like I just didn't have that many discs. I like
No,
lost them, whatever.
you gotta
With like
splurge on it.
3 or 4 discs versus like seven, so different. Like you can really get into a groove, and you, for better or for worse, you don't have to run as much.
Yeah. No,
I would
100%.
do more
No,
running
but
than
it's
throwing.
good because you just want to get those reps in continuously. Like even
Absolutely.
when I was really into disc golf, I made the I bought like a 6-pack of putters, and that was like huge
Hmm.
because I could go outside and just putt and get 6 reps in a row without having to go. Because if you only can get 2 and then you got to walk, like you can still do it, but like the repetition is what makes you better. So like if you just have a fat stack of discs and you can throw the same thing, like that really allows you to like tune in and dial in what you're trying to work on. It's huge. I mean, I think I know like Discraft. I think you can get a bunch of used ones like 50. Like you can get like misprints and stuff like 50% off. I think it's
Yeah,
important. Like I have just like whatever a bunch of discs from whatever reason, like just being around frisbee all the time. But like I think it's huge.
it is. And the way, like, so the way we learn is like you do something, you get feedback, you adjust. So if you have more discs, you get more feedback more quickly, and you can learn more quickly. And Anka, you said you find it very difficult to throw by yourself, hard time aiming the disc for distance. I would say like just start with like throwing is like I'm decent at it. I've taught it a lot. It's not my biggest forte, but like so Alex can speak to this some. But first off, I would say like just start smaller and like
Yeah,
keep the mechanics as you put a little more power into it.
yeah, yeah. Getting a focus point can help for sure. Yeah, I think it's all about like that intention. Like you want to have that small aiming thing. Like I think that's what you're
Hmm.
saying. I have a hard time aiming the disc. You just got to put. I know like Quinn does it where he just has a shoe and you're just throwing it at the
Yeah,
fucking shoe. But I think even then you want to get more like the better you get, the more specific you want to get. Like aim small. Like you should be as it's not only just like you should be aiming for like a shoe or a bag or literally whatever the fuck you want, but then you should be thinking about like what shape you're trying to throw, how hard you're trying to throw it, and trying to replicate that every time. Like that's kind of the big thing. Yeah, just so humbling to throw. I used to be a I can't huck anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's just reps though. Yeah.
it is. And like so like for me, I was never known for my throwing. My throws have gotten significantly better the last couple of years. Better mobility. Like my shoulder's healthy, so like I can throw, but also like Alex said, focusing on the shape, not just where. Like the self fetch has actually helped me because I'm like I'll set up and I'll have a corner of the end zone, and it's like I want to go I right into the corner of the end zone and hit it
Yeah,
perfectly,
it's all
and
about
that focus just helps so much.
it's all about intention. Like even like a lot of it I think about with disc golf because it's like disc golf is all throwing a frisbee, but like the best disc golfers are like the difference between some of the best disc golfers and just like a normal disc golfer is like they're so specific with what they're trying to execute. Like
Mhm.
everything to like how hard they're throwing it, the angle, the shape, like everything is mapped out that they're trying to do. Like where they're aiming, they have like a very specific aiming point, like all of that stuff. Force yourself to have the like you force yourself to have those really specific restrictions and at first you won't do it but like the more and more you do it that's how you get better if you're just throwing a flick however like and I always tell people that even when you're just throwing like you shouldn't just be throwing it like it's funny for me like I was throwing with my friend RD the other day and I'll throw a disc to him and it's like catchable and whatever and I'll go like ah, and he's like, what did you want on that one? And I was like, oh, well, I wanted it with like more of this and a little bit like on this side of you. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm always thinking about, I want
Right.
it whenever I make the throw. And that's just because I've done it a million times, but it's like, I want this shape. I want to throw it this hard. It should like start this way in the flight. It finishes this way. It's coming in like that. It's on this side of their body. Cause I think that's really important too. It's like, if I'm throwing it, one way I want it to be on this side of their body, and if I'm missing, I want it to be farther on that side versus the other side, like stuff like that. So I think like for was it Anka?
I think that's how we pronounce it. That's what I've been saying. Anka.
Um, yeah, I would pick something to aim for, and then also pick like the shape and just get really specific with like how you're throwing it, and really intentional about like trying to make each throw the same. Like just if you have put something like 40 yards away, like I think what you said too is like yeah, don't start like uh yeah, that's basically how you pronounce
Super.
it. Hard.
Okay, cool.
We'll roll with it.
Um, so another thing when it comes to learning, like learning is a big
A
part of like what
human-sized
my
cardboard.
career and like helping people learn. And if you have too many parameters, it can limit learning. So like if I taught you cars, hip
Mm-hmm.
cars,
Mm-hmm.
and like I stopped you every time it wasn't perfect, you would never learn because you'd never do it.
Yeah.
So initially it's like you're in a bigger box,
Yes.
right? And you're throwing, and maybe you're throwing a certain distance or a little bit of shape, fine. As you get better, you get more reps. Then you start to do like what Alex was saying. Like when you're much more of an expert, the box gets smaller, the parameters get more specific. But initially, it's very helpful to not be too hard on yourself. Make sure you get reps and like absolutely bring focus to it.
Right.
But that focus is going to gradually get narrower rather than like if
Yeah.
you go out and you're like, this needs to be perfect, you're just never even going to throw it, or you're just going to feel like crap.
Right. Right.
Definitely like gradually hone it in and notice if you're just mindlessly throwing.
Yeah, it's funny. I learned
For
that
sure.
really a lot from like my dog trainer. Is like you gotta like the whole way you train the dog is like you start with this super wide box, like you're saying, and then you slowly add more complexity to the training. So like if you're teaching them, not to whatever chase something, like you start in the most simple situation where it's like they're probably not going to chase them, and you praise it, and then you make it a little more complicated. Like you keep adding the variables the more they understand it, but you got to do the first thing. So yeah, like first just try to throw
Totally.
it like 20 yards and hit the shoe, like, get it within the shoe, like, 10 times, and then add the shape, and then move it back, and then add the shape, and then, keep doing the stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're off on the card.
I have a call I have to get into, but if you want, I can hit leave studio. I don't know if you would stay here, Alex, or if you guys want to chat anymore, or if we'll just call it for today.
We could call it for today, but this is fun.
Okay.
The club coach stops it
Sweet.
every time something is wrong. Yeah, that definitely is annoying. You got to just let it rip.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You can't like,
Because that's how
it's
you
one
get
thing if
yeah, 100%.
you have to get the reps.
You need
You
the
have to, I'm
reps.
actually
You
like
have to
screenshotting
get
this
the
because this
reps.
is
It's so
such a good
important.
point.
It's
You
so
can't
important.
stop the flow every time. With like elite experts, you can do it more, but even so, like
Nah, it
people learn
doesn't
by
even
doing.
matter. You
And if they're
have to
never
do it.
doing,
You have to do it. You have to do it. I mean, that was even huge. Like, we're doing private lessons, Toby and I, and it was like the very first one we were doing is like, you want to say a bunch of things because you notice all the things that they could be doing better. But I got to the point where it's like, okay, they're going to do 20 reps. We're not going to say a single thing while they do their 20 reps because you got to trust that they're learning on their own. And then when they're done with their 20 reps, we'll get one thing. You get one thing to say that they could focus on. And that's it.
absolutely. That's such an important. We can get more into that because, like,
Mm-hmm.
in being a trainer, like I used to train trainers, and a lot of things is like when people were more beginner trainers, they'd want to give out 10 cues at once, and it's like, no, 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 we can't, we
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
But I gotta hop off, everybody. But this has been awesome, and we will get the streaming figured out for next week, or I'll figure it out.
Fuck yeah.
All right, everybody, I gotta go. Catch you later.
Peace out,
Alex,
Brian.
have a great
Peace
week. You can
out.
text me if you want about your plan, and we can go from there.
Yeah. Peace out, guys. See ya.
All right, later.
Bye.